Greetings and welcome to CentraCare. I'm Craig Broman, President of CentraCare Hospitals. CentraCare is a not-for-profit healthcare system that provides comprehensive, high-quality healthcare services to people throughout central Minnesota. Our collaborative network includes hospitals, clinics, and long-term care services throughout central Minnesota. Our goal at CentraCare is to provide you with safe, compassionate, high-quality care and a superior patient experience. We serve a very diverse community at CentraCare. That extends to the community of deaf and hard of hearing. We strive for equal access to information for all patients. This video for CentraCare patients is in American Sign Language. If you need further information about your patient rights, please ask our staff for a handbook. If you need further understanding of your patient rights, please also ask our staff for help. Thank you for trusting us with your healthcare needs. Our team will work hard to earn your loyalty.